Hello and a warm welcome to the TNC Podcast. Following the playoff secured Norwich City.
That was close, wasn't it?
No. Easy.
You know that moment in the Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack, where Captain Jack Sparrow is sinking his ship?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
You've never watched Pirates of the Caribbean?
No. I only like films if they're real.
Are you being serious? You've never watched Pirates of the Caribbean?
Not for me.
That's a shocker for me.
Not for me.
Anyway, there's a moment, right? Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
He's coming into harbour, right? He's going to moor up, right? And his ship starts sinking, right? But what he does is he just lets his sink ship, and then he slowly gets off the top of the ship onto the side, and his ship sinks, but it doesn't matter because he's there anyway. It kind of felt a little bit like that.
So you're saying David Wagner is Jack Sparrow?
I'm essentially calling David Wagner Jack Sparrow, yes.
Okay, no, I like that.
For those of you that have watched Pirates of the Caribbean, you will understand that.
That was quite a big movie back in the day, wasn't it?
It's massive. Almost as big a movie as Norwich City winning the playoffs at Wembley.
That would be big. Look, it's strange, isn't it? Because all of this season we were going, oof, can we get in the playoffs? Oof, can we get in the playoffs? And actually, I was at Birmingham. It felt rather deflating.
Yes, and fill me in. Sorry, hang on, just forgive me. Before we do this,
what are you looking at?
What the fuck are you doing wearing a blue and white top on a Norwich City podcast?
Because blue and white, it's not blue, well, it is blue and white, I don't know, it wasn't.
It's not blue and white.
What's wrong
You're
with it?
colourblind.
What's wrong with it?
I apologise for
I
those
did
that
wonder
are
why you
watching.
kept looking up and down. I wondered if I'd spilt some food down.
Well, one thing for sure is we're definitely going to get more audio listeners on iTunes and Spotify after
That's
this
fine.
one. Anyway, Birmingham, I didn't go, and I didn't even tune in to or
That's
cover
why I'm
it.
wearing blue and white in remembrance of Birmingham.
In remembrance?
Yeah.
They're not dead.
Well, they are from the Championship.
Anyway, I couldn't go because I was at a wedding. So fill me in. Just how shite were we at Birmingham?
On a scale of 1 to what, 10?
On a scale of Norwich versus Man City being 10 to 1 being Norwich 1, Colchester 7, where are we on the shitter meter?
Maybe like a 3.
Really?
It was really bad.
Really?
Well,
it's a bit harsh because it
No.
was only a 1-0 loss, Jack.
Yes, but a good conversation we had to sort of fill you in on the mood around the place afterwards.
Right.
Me and my friends after the game were going, can we remember a shot?
Oh, no.
And we were going like, there was one, no, that was blocked. Oh yeah, there was one in like the 12th minute that was straight at John Ruddy.
Okay.
And that was it. Like it was passive, it
Really?
was, to be fair, Birmingham are Birmingham, and we know all about that.
Birmingham are
St
Birmingham.
Andrews for a good 15 minutes was absolutely bouncing.
And by the way, Birmingham, that is classic Birmingham, right? Because even though they won, they still got relegated. Sorry, Birmingham.
I thought the most Birmingham moment
Go on.
of all Birmingham moments was the pitch invasion.
Yeah,
and I loved it.
Talk to me about
It
that
was
then,
brilliant,
Jack.
Chris. It was
Right.
absolutely brilliant.
What
Because
happened?
I think what happened here is they were like, right, we're sticking it to the establishment. We're going to let the board know that we're angry.
Yeah,
We hate
yeah.
the players. Rah, rah, rah. We're going to get on there and cause some chaos.
Right.
But I don't think they expected they were going to get on. And the police were very clever.
Right.
They were almost like, you can come on, but we'll control it.
Right, okay.
So they get on the pitch.
Yeah.
And then they were like, shit, what do we do? So they just started running round and like knee sliding and stuff.
Oh, I saw online like a Birmingham fan
Scored a screamer.
scored an absolute screamer.
But we were sort of looking at each other going like, I think he's all right. Like,
That is
do
strange.
they know they've just been relegated?
Bizarre. Anyway, Jack, just quickly going back to the facts. You are wrong because we had 2 shots on target, apparently.
Oh, there was 2, was
We
there?
had 2 shots on
Well,
target.
I wouldn't be able to tell you the second
But
one.
what about this, Jack? We did have the better possession. 64% possession.
Oh, that's all right then.
We didn't have a single big chance, apparently. Whatever they quantify as a big chance.
Does it show the shot map on there?
No.
Because I genuinely can't remember a second one, and I've had a week to think about it now.
Right, okay. Well, but basically, the long and short of it is we were a bit shy. But it's fine because we secured playoffs. But I saw afterwards, David Wagner's post-match comments riled a few people up. What are your thoughts on those?
So here's my theory on this.
Hang on, and just for the viewers and listeners, what did David Wagner say after the
David
game?
Wagner basically said that it doesn't matter that we lost, essentially. Okay. The context of the wider interview was essentially, look, we've got into the playoffs,
Yes.
we're now looking ahead, doesn't matter overly. this is my theory.
Right.
This is my Reeve theory.
Go on.
When you're not at away games, and look, I've only been to 3 this season, right?
Yeah.
When you're not at away games, the comments made post-match mean a lot more. Because you haven't had the wider context, you probably haven't had a few beers, you're sat in your bedroom with BBC Radio Norfolk on, and it really riles you up.
Yes.
When you're at the game, you don't care.
Right.
Like, when I got back to the car, my good friend Harry was chauffeuring me,
good old
which
Harry,
was brilliant, lovely sort of service there. And I was going through Twitter, I was seeing everyone going, oh, bloody Wagner. I'm not Wagner's biggest fan. I think we know that I'm not the leader of that fan club. And I was going like, yeah, so what? It doesn't matter. We're in the playoffs.
But it is interesting, Jack, because I also saw a lot of people that were at Birmingham saying, well, hang on a minute, no, it does matter. It matters to me because I've spent my money, time travelling to get to Birmingham.
Yeah, but that kind of
then come out. That
come back to entitlement, I think.
Well, I don't know. I think it rubs salt on the wounds a little bit. I do. Like, by the way, I don't want to overdo this, but I do empathise with the people that travel to Birmingham.
So you empathise with me
for once, yeah. But and then David's kind of gone, well, doesn't matter anyway.
I don't think he really I don't think he meant it like that. I think he meant we're in the playoffs.
Look,
right?
I hope so, and I do agree that the bigger picture is we're in the playoffs. It was just one of those comments where I thought, oh god, that's just the wrong thing to say.
You know, this whole I've spent my hard-earned money and travelled to the game and spent. Well, you chose to do that. It comes back to the whole thing of if you get battered 4-0 and you're asking for a ticket refund.
But, no. It's not as far as that. Look, anyway, we'll leave that one alone.
Look,
intrigued for our viewers and listeners.
I'll tell you what I was more offended by.
Leave your comments in on that one.
I'll tell you what I was more offended by than the comments, the performance. Because the performance was offensive.
Right, okay.
Right? That's what offended me. The tactical decisions that he's made this season, that's offended me deeply. Not what he said after the match.
And going into the first leg of the playoffs, if we perform like that, good God.
Well, I don't know.
I can only think, Jack, that maybe we played like that because
Have you seen the form table over the past 5 games?
Well, look, but
who's bottom of that? Leeds United.
Oi.
Falling apart again.
My point is, to make it about us before we go into Leeds, I think, Jack, we were just trying to take it easy, not get any yellow or red cards, not have any injuries. I think that was the vibe.
I agree.
But anyway.
I think the players knew in the back of their mind, let's not lose 3 or 4 and give Hull a sniff of getting in the playoffs. And they probably knew what the score was there at half-time. They were trying to avoid injury. Imagine if Sargent had got into a 50-50 and snapped his neck.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fuming, right?
Of course.
So,
But, Jack, you and I both sat here last week and we said we wanted Southampton.
yes.
Surely those Norwich players didn't want to play Leeds over 2 legs.
But
Maybe they do.
Southampton just beat Leeds.
And if they do, then they've got some brass bollocks on them. I say that for
Look,
sure.
I agree with you. I would have preferred to have finished 5th.
Yes.
I would have preferred Southampton over 2 legs.
Yeah.
But you speak to Leeds fans, they're really worried. They've got a lot of trauma when it comes to the playoffs.
It really is quite something. Yeah, so I read, Jack, just correct me if I'm wrong on this, I read that Leeds have never, ever gone up through the playoffs.
I think it's 5 tries, 5 times they failed.
I thought you were starting to talk about rugby then.
God, no.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
They've got trauma.
And they are in the worst form of all the people in the playoffs, aren't they, right?
Oh, by far. Yeah, by far.
What I do find fascinating is I've seen some chatter that they're more confident at Carrow than at Ellen Road, which to me is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, well, I agree.
I don't get that.
That comes from a place of they feel at the moment as if there's huge pressure on that team to perform at Ellen Road. Because
there is, and this is the thing, and I don't know if we're now going to talk about it or not. What Norwich have on their side here is, and I do agree with, I think it was Jack Stacey said that all the pressure is on Leeds. And I agree. And mate, I don't know, of course, as always, I don't speak on behalf of the majority of Norwich fans, as some people like to say. But my opinion, isn't it? I actually think Norwich fans and Norwich players go into this in such a good mental state because I don't think there's any sort of quote-unquote expectancy. At the start of the season, it was, let's get into the playoffs. David Wagner made that clear in his post-match. Let's get into the playoffs. The Norwich fans were so disappointed and let down during the winter of this season that now we're in the playoffs. It's kind of like, So what do we do now? In fact, let me make another movie reference. Have you seen Finding Nemo?
Yes, I've seen that.
So you know the moment when they escape the fish tank and they're in those plastic bags in the ocean floating around and they go, so what do we do now?
What's wrong with you?
Do you know that one?
Yeah, no, I know that one.
Right, good.
Have you had like a sort of a Disney...
I've swallowed a Pixar lamp. Anyway,
I've known you for a long while. I've never, ever heard you refer to a movie.
well, there you go. I don't even really watch movies, but I seem to remember the ones that I do. Anyway,
so what was the reference?
What's your favourite movie, by the way? Just a quick side story.
Of all time?
Your favourite ever movie?
God. I'm not really. I tell you what I have been doing, because my memory's awful.
Right, go on.
I've started reviewing movies on IMDb, so I can just remember what I've watched.
Are you joking?
No, I'll show you.
You spend your time
No, I don't
reviewing
spend
movies?
No, I just put a rating, a 1 to 10. Look, so then I can... If you ask me, have you watched, I don't know, Challengers? I go, let me have a look. Oh, yeah, I have. I watched it on the 30th of April. Look. So I review them all.
Mate, that's really strange.
No, I just give it a star rating.
That is really strange. Anyway,
Or
so what's your favourite movie?
You ask me, when was the last time you watched Love Actually? I go, thanks for asking, Chris. I watched that on the 24th of December.
2010. You loser.
No, I think that's quite good.
Anyway, what's your favourite movie?
I don't know.
This was only meant to be a little bit. And
I tell you what. I tell you my favourite movie of the last 12 months. Oppenheimer.
Right.
That was good.
Okay, interesting.
I don't think I'm going to get a reference out of Oppenheimer for Norwich's season.
I tell you what is really concerning about my favourite movie of all time. And there's a link here to Norwich Leeds.
Oh, God.
My favourite movie of all time is Gladiator.
Gladiator?
The main actor, Russell Crowe. Who does Russell Crowe support? Leeds United.
I'm sure there's a Norwich fan.
Anyway,
in there somewhere.
let's
Gladiator.
Let's wheel this back onto the TalkNorwichCity podcast.
I hate films like that.
Anyway,
so nerdy.
You review films, you loser. Anyway, my point is, now we're in the playoffs.
Yes.
We're waddling in the ocean in our plastic bags, going, so what do we do now? And it is like that, but that's a really good place to be.
That was almost brilliant.
This is like a bonus ball situation.
So what do we do now?
Well, yeah, exactly. But you know what? I kind of quite like that. We don't know what we're doing. Maybe the players don't really know how we're going to approach this. Leeds certainly don't know how Norwich are going to approach this. Because
just do that once more, that.
So, what do we do now?
That was brilliant.
Anyway, so I really wanted Southampton. We've got Leeds, and I am feeling confident at home.
Yeah.
I feel petrified away. Leeds, I know that the form table's the form table, but I just think we're in lottery zone.
But let me stick this in your pipe.
I'm worried about going to Ellen Road because their players are ridiculous.
Right, let me
ridiculous.
Let me get you up for Ellen Road.
Come on then.
Norwich always win at home. 2-0 win at home. Okay, clean sheet, great performance. We're buzzing. We're on cloud 9.
Is that your prediction for the first leg?
No, I'm just teeing you up. Right. Okay. 2-0 up. But 2-0, dangerous scoreline. Right. Yeah. Dangerous scoreline. Going to Ellen Road, 36,000 Leeds fans. But what's in the back of their minds, Chris Reeve?
What?
Playoff trauma.
Right.
I think they've won once in 8, something like that.
Right.
We take an early lead. Josh Sargent silencing the Leeds fans. Right. Silence at Ellen Road, and it will be silent. And what does Daniel Farke not like? Changing games during the game.
Well, or he does, but far too late.
Then we've got a chance.
Right.
And I can see that happening. Then we've got a serious chance, Chris. You're still petrified, aren't you?
I'm...
If you're right,
mate, it's absolutely ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous, criminal that they've not made the top 2 this season. They've got Somerville, Nonto, Ruta.
Dan James.
These are £25 million players apiece each, by the way, at least. I think I've underpriced them there. It's ridiculous. They should have gone up. They didn't go up.
But that's good for us.
No, I know, but I'm trying not to say it. I'm trying not to get carried away.
Right.
But then, Jack, I think about I think about the past.
I was about to take you to the past.
I think about legacy. I think about heroes. I think about moments. I think about those perfectly groomed eyebrows at Ellen Road. And I think, What if the next Bosnian Beckham moment is coming at Ellen Road? Could you fucking imagine it? And maybe, by the way, someone that's not really, made their mark this season. Maybe they make their mark at Ellen Road. Someone that's maybe, being pan-fried rather than, fully cooked.
Seared.
Yeah, a seared City player then really gets fully cooked at Ellen Road, but in a good way.
Yeah. Let's go back to 2015.
Right.
Last time we were in the playoffs.
We're all over the place this week.
I like it. Okay. 2015. Okay. Who did we play in the semi-finals of the playoffs?
Ipswich.
Right. Massive derby game.
Yeah.
Huge pressure on us.
Yes.
Right. We were expected to win.
Yes.
Cruise through it. Who did we play in the final?
Middlesbrough. Oh God.
Middlesbrough. Right.
You've already turned me on.
What happened during that season against Middlesbrough?
Middlesbrough dominated us.
Yeah.
They
beaten both times.
Yeah. They comfortably. Yeah.
4-0 away.
And we
Patrick Bamford.
And we went into it underdogs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? And what happened in the final? Cruise through it. Third gear. Cameron Jerome, Nathan Redmond, piece of
You're
piss.
not genuinely expecting a cruise control job here in the semi-final against Leeds United, are you?
No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is history looks good for us.
Right, here's how I'll flip this, though. Let me just light and shade this. What they do have on their side is... Oh, I've just realised we've got David Wagner. He's done this before as well.
And I tell you what, David Wagner took the piss.
Yeah, he did.
Because he did it.
He did.
And he was like, actually, let's make it difficult. We'll do it without scoring a goal. That's brilliant.
I think they only scored penalties, didn't they?
And an own goal.
Did they?
Well, an own goal against them, for them.
Amazing.
Huddersfield to Huddersfield.
Look, but what I would say is, Daniel Farke with that group of Leeds players have absolutely got the ability to win this.
Yes. Oh yeah, of course.
But so have we. David Wagner's been in the playoffs before with Huddersfield, as you've quite rightly said, not scored a single goal in open play. But Daniel Farke's Daniel Farke. He's a good coach. He has got the ability to do very well in high pressured situations in games. It was in fact Daniel Farke, tactical masterclass against Leeds. Do you remember that then basically meant that we went up? That was such a crucial game. Do you remember the hashtag welcome Norwich by the Leeds fans? That was funny, wasn't it? So look, this really could go either way.
I tell you what got me excited as well and thought, if I was a Leeds fan, I wouldn't want to be hearing that. I was listening to 5 Live on the way home after the Birmingham game, and they were interviewing Daniel Farke after their game against Southampton, and they said, Daniel, what's it going to be like against your former club? God, it was a love fest for Norwich. Love my time there. Great people, great club.
Yeah, that's what he
excited
does.
to be back.
Yeah.
If I'm a Leeds fan, I'm wanting him to go, despise them all, they sack me. I want to get stuck into them boys. That's what I want to hear if I'm a Leeds fan.
Yeah.
And instead it's all lovely Norwich, great club, great city, love the people. Yeah. Well, Daniel, let's see it.
I tell you what though, I like the story. By the way, what was the Leeds Southampton score in the end?
I think it was 2-1, wasn't it? I don't know. I think so.
Because Southampton have been looking painfully average recently as well.
Well, none of the top 6. Let's have a look. I think it was 2-1.
Like painfully average.
Yeah, they beat Leeds 2-1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is why I'm saying maybe we didn't want Southampton.
Right. Here is something that I will say.
Oh God, I don't like it when you do this.
Whoever comes out victorious out of these 2 legs.
Oh no. You're gonna say, aren't you?
Wins the playoffs.
Oh no. You've jinxed it.
Yeah, no.
You've jinxed it.
No,
you've jinxed it.
Jack. Whoever
Cancel
wins,
the Wembley hotels.
Whoever wins out of Leeds Norwich wins at Wembley.
See, that concerns me because I'm still worried about West Brom.
Oh, fuck off! They're so average. Come on.
I'm worried about West Brom, but
look,
that's
really
what worries me.
Yeah. No, I like that, and you are getting me going.
That's what worries me.
But remember our mindset. Remember where we've been this season. Remember the stories that are going to be told. Remember the scenes that have been set.
But I tell you what, that worries me even more. Because I'll tell you what worries me.
Go on.
Brilliant, Road Awave, Johnny Road, Gabby Sarah, Josh Sargent, heroes made. Yeah. Beat Leeds over 2 legs,
massive.
Farke crying.
Imagine the confidence.
Leeds are falling apart again. Get to Wembley and get pumped by fucking West Brom. And then none of that matters.
I have to say,
none of that matters.
That really would break my heart.
It would be the biggest come down of all come downs.
But you can't think of it like that.
Well, I just have.
Anyway, let's get past Leeds first, and that's going to be quite something. What else is on the agenda?
Just in terms of the Leeds game,
yes.
Do you mind that we're away second? Because obviously it's deemed the benefit to be at home second leg, hence the teams above us get that.
I can see positives and negatives to both.
Okay.
I think the context and insight that you've provided with regards to how Leeds fans are feeling, I think that kind of actually means that doesn't matter. I actually think I'd rather... I don't know why I feel like this. I think I'd have rather played at their gaff first, purely because of just how low on confidence they're feeling. If Leeds get a result at Carrow Road, which they're more than capable of getting a result and beating us at Carrow Road, if they beat us at Carrow Road, then it's going to... Their confidence will be massive. Ellen Road will be rocking. It'll be really difficult for Norwich.
Let me paint another negative picture.
But if we go there, if we went there in the first leg and like shit out really dirty 1-1 or something, game over.
But that's not happening.
Correct.
Let me paint another picture.
Go on.
Norwich win 2-0 at home.
Mate, why do you keep saying that? You actually believe that, don't you?
Yeah.
You really think we're going to beat them 2-0 at home?
Yeah.
Can I remind you what happened last time Leeds played Norwich?
Well, we'll talk about that shortly because that's not relevant to this picture.
Okay.
Right, we've won 2-0 at home.
Okay.
Put yourself in the picture.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Do Norwich, and this is what concerns me, does Wagner set his Norwich team up to hold on to that lead?
Yes.
Because that really worries me.
Yes, he is absolutely going to do that. That's not a question. He is going to do that. He has done that against all of the big teams this season.
Right, I'm worried now then.
Yeah, well, mate, that's why I'm so worried about playing Leeds. Whenever we've played anyone in the top six, we've gone there, we've tried to sit deep, almost semi-park the bus and try and hit teams on the counter, with, by the way, no wingers. But now, the Johnny Rowe show is back in town, so who knows? And linked to that, Jack, last time Leeds played at Carrow Road, let's talk about that.
Yes.
Okay, we did lose 3-2.
Yeah, but 2-0 up.
We were 2-0 up.
But
we were a very different outfit back
Yes.
then, weren't we? We still had Adam Eder.
Adam Eder played.
Yeah.
Liam Gibbs played.
George Long was in between the sticks.
George Long came on for an injured Angus Gunn after 30 minutes. That completely threw us off piste. There was no Sargent.
Shane Duffy
scored twice.
Well, one was...
an own goal.
No, I was going to say one was cancelled out as well.
Oh, yeah, he scored a hat-trick. Yeah. It was a very, very different team.
Yes.
I'm actually taking more positives from the defeat at Ellen Road. Because I thought that night, we put it up to them. And it was still a bit of a Norwich team going,
I don't know if we...
I think we did. I think for large parts of that game, we went toe-to-toe.
Not large parts.
Over half an hour. Over a third of the game.
26 minutes. Look, I think at Ellen Road we really struggled to get out of our own half. To be honest with you, that's how I feel about that one, which is why I'm so worried.
What I think we need to do. Forget about the game at Carrow Road. Forget about the game at Ellen Road. This is now a fresh slate. We've bought our ticket for the lottery, and we've bought a lot of lines. Right, on the lucky dip.
Yeah, we have actually.
Can I have 57 lucky dips?
Yeah.
And they've gone, are you sure?
Yeah.
No, yeah, we do. We want to stick it in the mixer and see what happens, all right?
Yeah. And you know what they say about putting it in the mixer?
Yeah. You've got to be in it to win it.
Good things happen.
And we are in it to win it. We are in the mix. We have got a 25% chance now of playing Premier League football next season.
Hell.
Yeah, look at it like that.
Why do you say it like that?
Yeah. Let me get my sort of Carol Vorderman statistics out. Probably more than a 25% chance.
You do like mentioning Carol Vorderman, don't you?
Yeah, legend of Countdown.
Anyway, keep going.
Legend of Countdown. We're in it.
Yes.
Right? We've spent all season going, we couldn't, could we? Well, we fucking could.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We could.
Yeah.
It's now we couldn't, could we? We could we?
Should we read some questions?
I think we should.
Go on.
Well, my favourite part of the show. Just had a beer off camera.
Yeah, speaking of beers,
Good link.
Lachons have got a deal on, haven't they?
And this isn't any old deal. This is a Lakens type deal.
Yeah.
They are offering free delivery.
Are they breaking the brewery again?
Free delivery.
Yeah.
we've nearly drank them dry. They are low on resource.
We'll be drinking them dry if we win in the semi-final.
Free delivery if you live local to Laken's Brewery. So if you are in the NR11, NR10, NR20, NR9, NR32, NR33, NR34, or NR30, the best postcodes in Norfolk, get on the Laken's website, stick some beer in your basket, and enjoy free delivery.
That is massive.
And, do you want some more?
Go on.
20% off at checkout with code TNCLGR. Free delivery, 20% off.
20% off?
20% off.
Are you joking me?
The financial director of Laken's was on the phone to me the other day going, Jack, you are close to putting us under. The TNC viewers are milking us here.
Do you know what I like about this Lachons offer? I don't know why I'm calling them Lachons, I just am. The thing I like about this Lachons offer this week is either way, you're going to need this. Because if we lose, you're going to need to drown your sorrows. And if we win, you're going to be hosting a playoff party.
Link in the description.
Have you done your question?
No.
Right, go on.
Gabriel Sarah's left peg has got in touch.
What's he saying?
Question. Would you prefer Sarah or Barnes in the number 10? We've had better performances with Sarah, and that could also bring Rowe back into the team. But Barnes is the perfect player for the playoffs and feeds off Sarge.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Gabriel Sarah, let me stick a bit of a chink in your armour here.
Right.
Barnes, I mean, that's not even a question because Barnes can't play.
Yes.
I actually think that's a bigger injury than people have made out.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, I agree. Particularly with allowing us to play in the way that we do with Sargent. But look, Sarah can absolutely do a job in the number 10. We absolutely know that. So look, I think either way there's positives, and that's the way I'd say it. But it is a bigger loss than what a lot of people think. But Barnsley back for the final, baby.
Does Johnny Rowe start against Leeds?
Yes, of course.
You think he does?
Yes, of course he does.
Over the CFAS?
Yeah. I do like the
Fast.
CFAS, but I do like the Fascinator. But
I tell you what I've just thought of.
Go on. What?
Talking about heroes being made.
You reckon the CFAS?
I tell you what, Ellen Road,
God, could you imagine?
late on in the game, CFAS.
God, could you imagine it?
I think I've just seen into the future.
Go on.
I think I've just had an epiphany.
Right.
I
can see your eyes welling up slightly.
Yeah,
actually.
I think Christian Fastnack scores in that second leg, and I think the goal is going to be big.
Do you?
I've just had a moment there.
Does he take off his shirt and pound the Swiss badge on his chest?
No, I think he's very calm and composed, and it's thoughts for Wembley then.
Maybe he does a bit of a Bosnian Beckham, and he does this.
Honestly, I've never had a moment like that on the podcast before, but I think I've just had one. Christian Fastnack scores at Ellen Road. There's nothing you can do about it.
By the way, we should add. You know, we do questions, statements, rants, raves. Maybe we should add epiphanies onto it. Anyway. Jay, who goes by the name of NCFC024 on X, says,
Jay.
Promised Chris I'd have something positive to say this week. So here we go. Reasons to be positive about the playoff semi-finals. One, by the way, there's a three-pronged
attack.
There's a 3-point dossier here. Lost in the playoff semi-finals in the last 3 times they've been in them. That's Leeds, he's talking about here.
Right.
2, only won 1 of their last 6 games.
Wow. Wouldn't want to be a Leeds fan.
Tell you what, Jay. Cool, that's got me going. 3, have Ilan Meslier in goal.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Ilan Meslier.
Sorry.
That'll do, though.
That'll do. Okay, fine. I quite like that.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. That has actually...
I like that Jay has gone, look, I am choosing positivity this week.
Yes.
I like that. This is a great question.
Yeah, go on.
I really hope that this is his real name.
Right.
Bear Swift.
Bear Swift. What a name.
What is the single most pivotal moment of our season? He thinks it was this, and it's a picture. Josh Sargent getting injured against Huddersfield.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's quite a negative one.
A negative pivotal moment, but still a pivotal moment.
What's yours? I wonder if you've got the same one as me. I've got mine.
I've got mine.
Okay, we'll say them after 3. Okay, so we'll go 3, 2, 1, then we'll say it, okay?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Johnny Rowe, Portman Road.
Oh, right, you go first.
Johnny Rowe, Portman Road, point.
Yes.
Made us believe that we could do something. Made us believe that we could scrap and dig in.
Yeah, because...
What was your one?
Because if we'd lost that game, and
It's a
you
gut
know
punch.
the 15-year record goes and all that stuff. I think the fans, that would have really finished things off for David Wagner. And by the way, we were a shit show back then.
were.
Do you remember how low on confidence we were going to that Portman Road game?
Oh yeah.
Mine was Adam Eder away at Cardiff.
I like that. On my birthday.
Happy birthday for back then. Because at that point, I think the writing was on the wall for David Wagner. And it was like, it was a Bravo win or die situation.
Can you remember
Adam
the
Eder
defensive line
saved the day. I do remember, and I don't want to be reminded of it, Jack. Adam Eder scoring that goal to win that game, I think kept David Wagner in the job, which has now resulted in us being in this position where we are now.
I think that was a big moment. I'm pretty sure, off memory, the defensive line read George Long in goal, Puemezwa Boheta left back, Danny Barr and Tompkinson centre backs, Kellen Fisher right back. An average age of about 14.
PP at left back is a horror show.
That was a stinker.
Absolute horror show.
That was a real stinker. Where is PP nowadays?
Injured at Swansea.
Oh, right.
Canary Stats. Hello, Canary Stats. Says semi-final statement. Wow. McCallum will have the game of his life on Sunday. 1 goal, 2 assists as we win 3-2 with a Sargent 89th minute winner.
Oh.
Who says no? Who says no?
No.
I think, well, look,
And
Canary Stats.
I'll tell you why no.
Why?
He doesn't start.
Hello?
Dimmy and Ulis.
You think he's going to go with the Emperor of Norfolk over Sam McCallum? I think that's incredibly harsh on Sam McCallum.
I think it's incredibly sweet on Dimmy and Ulis. Let's flip that on you. Dimmy and Ulis, look, I love Sam McCallum, right?
Yeah.
I think Dimmy's a better player.
That is interesting. Let us know your thoughts. Who would you start? Sam McCallum
or
the Emperor of Norfolk?
So if they're both fit,
yes.
Who do you start?
I think, look, I'm you know me.
You're sitting on the fence. Who do you start?
You know me.
You're sitting on the fence. Who do you start?
You know me.
Just say it.
I love the Emperor of Norfolk massively. Huge fan of the Emperor of Norfolk. I just think, given the run of games that he's had, going into a really important moment, I think I'm going with Sam McCallum.
Okay, no, fair enough. And look, McCallum has played both times against Ipswich, those big games.
Yeah, good point.
McCallum going forwards, I love him. I think he's one of the best. I love the way that he intercepts high up the pitch. There were a few moments at Birmingham and this season, he's too slow to get back for me. He's too slow to get back. And you see it, and it's highlighted even more so because you've got Jack Stacey on the other side.
Yeah.
He bombs up and down.
Well, Jack's
up and down.
Jack's electric, isn't he? He really is. Wow, this statement from Joseph, another semi-final. I like these statements have been turned into semi-final statements. Sydney has got a special moment in him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, and this is backed up by Arthur Kemp.
Could you imagine?
Who says, I've got an imagination.
Right.
There's a bit of an epiphany going on at Arthur's house here. Maybe this was after a little 20% off at LGR.
Right, what's this
Ellen
then?
Road,
Right.
0-0, substitutions made, on comes Sidney van Hooijdonk. A corner's whipped in, and he heads it in at the front post.
And by the way,
he stinks of a front post header.
And by the way, bearing in mind that last time that David Wagner brought him on, he brought him on with 30 seconds to go. So I think this time it's going to be only 10 seconds to go.
He did bring him on at Birmingham.
I don't think it's a header. I think it's a bundle in on the line job. I think it's like a Simeon Jackson type finish. Like a deflection that hits his knee and goes in.
I think we need NCFC numbers on this one. And this isn't me trying to criticise Van Hooijdonk. When was the last time he actually scored a goal? He hasn't scored for Norwich. I think he scored once for his previous club.
Okay, well, I don't know.
It's been a while.
Do you know what I would love? Van Hooijdonk to score with his Van Hooijdonk. That's what I would like.
Ollie.
Yes?
Statement.
There's so many statements this week, and God, it's getting me going.
It's been an incredible season. We were down and out in November.
Yeah, we were.
We were wanting Wagner out.
Yeah.
But he's turned it around and got us here. To the playoffs.
Yeah.
To the hope of going up once more.
Yeah.
Signs, Sarah, Sarge, the sexy three, lead the line as we, Norwich City, fight for promotion.
That's poetry.
That is poetry.
That's statement of the week.
That is poetry from Ollie.
And I've got a demand here from Jeffman98. Back the boys. This is in all caps, bearing in mind. Back the boys. Bring the noise. And I agree, Jeffman.
Is that it?
That's it.
Brilliant.
We need to make the better version of the yellow wall in the Barclay. against Leeds, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
We really need to make some fucking noise.
Back the boys, bring the noise.
Back the boys, bring the noise. Yeah,
that should be the campaign.
But do you know what? We always have a hashtag of the week, don't we, on the pod? To prove you've watched or listened to this point, we want to see on X, on Instagram, wherever, however you've watched, just quote, reshare, whatever you want to do, and use the hashtag back the boys, bring the noise.
It's quite a long one.
Yeah, I want the long hashtag. Hashtag back the boys, bring the noise. Prove you've tuned into the TNC podcast this week. Jack, what else have you got for me?
Let's bring the mood down. Jamie Everson, we need at least a 2-goal advantage going to Ellen Road, or it's all over. I love that.
Do you know, Jamie?
Either in life, you choose positivity or you're a miserable bastard. And sometimes, right, being this one, the miserable one, is actually quite fun.
So are you a positive Pete, or are you
at the moment?
Or are you a miserable...
What, usually or right now?
In this situation, going to semi-final.
Oh, I'm positive Pete.
Positive Pete or miserable Mildred?
No, positive Pete.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm.
And by the way, positive Pete is Pete the Kit Man, bare-chested, pounding.
Yeah. I'm feeling good.
Are you?
I felt good for the last few weeks. Even after Birmingham, we've just been beaten 1-0. I was walking out there with a smile on my face.
Well, I don't know about that.
I was walking out there with a smile on my face. I was Harry, right? I was walking around St Andrews like the Pied Piper, right? I was on cloud 9.
Fucking hell.
And you know what? I read Wagner's comments. It doesn't matter. I was going, David, I agree. Playoffs, here we come, baby.
What about this from Norwich images that precede unfortunate events? I don't know what they're talking about here, to be honest with you. Statement: these replies are a gold mine. P.S. Whatever happened to our wager, Jackie boy? I'm listening.
Oh, so
what was the wager, Jack?
The wager, I think. So I wagered if Jonathan Rowe got in the championship team of the season.
No, I think this is a different...
No, but it comes off the back of it, right?
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. So he didn't get in the championship team of the season. I
actually can't remember what the wager was. It was something off the back of me saying... So Rowe didn't get in the team of the season.
Annoyingly.
And then he was like, let's have a £500 bet on something else. And I can't remember what it was.
Right. Can you remind us, please?
We're not having any more wagers.
Because I want to remind Jack and hold him accountable.
We're not having any more wagers, right?
Yes.
I had my bet. I would have paid it up if it happened. It didn't happen.
Yes.
It's not getting paid up.
By the way, speaking of 2-0 sort of goal advantages, Ryan WP is in the comments this week. Profile picture is Borja Signs shushing, which really gets me going. Statement! We need to go as hard as possible on Leeds as Sunday. By the way, I like that. We need to go as hard as possible. We need to be visiting that second away leg with nothing smaller than a 2-0 margin. I genuinely think promotion is all down to how well... I'm with you, Ryan! I said this! Right. Oh, God, this is the statement of the week from Ryan. Fuck, I love this, right? I genuinely think promotion is all down to how we perform Sunday, as that sets the tone. The away fixture... we know what we are like. And I agree.
Are we classing Wembley as an away fixture? Does that concern you?
Nah, that's basically home, innit?
Been there once in the last 20 years.
Hello. We fucking won. We won at Wembley in colour.
100% We've won at Wembley. At the new Wembley.
Yeah. That's good news.
So that gets you going. Right,
basically, that gets me going.
Liam... if you go up, are you still Wagner out? Brackets. I do think you'll win the playoffs, by the way.
Who do they support?
Newcastle and Dulwich Hamlet.
Okay, no, that's random. Hello. Welcome to the TalkNorwichCity podcast.
Hang
on, who's the second team again?
Dulwich Hamlet.
Love it. I don't know what... I'm a bit confused by this, right?
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of opposition fans say that we are the favourites for the playoffs, and that really, I'm a bit spooked by that, because we've watched this Norwich side all season, and away from home, we are below average at best. So I'm surprised by this. But for some reason, we're turning on opposition fans. Do you know what? If we're the neutrals' favourites,
let's actually have a look at the betting for this. I would assume that it will be Leeds.
We're not
Southampton. I actually reckon we might be the outsiders of the pack here.
As always, please bet responsibly.
No, of course.
Bet within your means, etc., etc. We're not encouraging betting because that's something that we've been...
Right, here you go.
Go on.
Well, this is interesting.
Go on.
Southampton are the favourites to go up.
What?
Southampton 6-4, Leeds 13-8,
Why?
Norwich 5-1, West Brom 6-1.
Fucking hell, hello.
I like that. We're not the favourites. We're not the outsiders sneaking under the pack.
Yeah.
Sneaking under the pack.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about this from Twitchy Terry? Oi, oi, Savaloys, up and Norwich, bin the Blues. Statement, we are going up. Twitchy Terry is clearly on the last
Twitchy Terry is now no longer twitchy. Twitch is gone.
He's drunken Dave on the Lakens.
Carl Skillings. Good old Carl.
What was the second name there?
Carl Skillings. We love Carl.
What a second name.
At which point did you both really start to believe that we would make the playoffs? And do you really, truly think we've got what it takes to make the final?
Ooh.
I'll tell you when I believed.
Go on.
When we went on that run and we beat West Brom, Coventry, and I think someone else at home. There was like a patch of...
What about Holloway? Holloway, did that get you going?
No.
Did that tickle your bear?
That didn't tickle something. It didn't tickle that. No, that one wasn't it. The one where I was like, it's done.
Right, it's done.
We'll see Man City next season. Ipswich at home. That's the one where I was like, yeah, sunbeds.
That did give me faith, but I would honestly, if I'm being really honest, I've never truly. There was at least 10 or 15% in my head this whole time that went, we're fucking this up somehow. Like even going to that game at Birmingham, I thought, oh my god, like Hull are going to pummel Plymouth, aren't they?
Yeah.
By the way, that's a shocking result.
Imagine losing at Plymouth.
Question from Art Mixer. I really want to know why the Art Mixer is called Art Mixer.
I don't.
And by the way,
Sometimes in life you don't want to know.
He's like pumping his tricep, which I've got so much respect for. And his bio is, I like Norwich. Fair enough. Question. If Rose scores the winner to take us up, will Jack get a tattoo of Jonathan Rowe's face?
No, I'm not a tattoo man.
Okay.
I'm not a tattoo man.
But if you were to have a tattoo, just for conversation's sake, right? Say you were a tattoo man, and say Norwich did win the playoff final, and you were like, right, I'm going to get a Norwich City tattoo. What would it be?
Yeah.
And where would it be on your body?
So I'd get two. And
where would they be on your body?
I love this time of year when it gets warm and, shorts start to come out.
Right.
And you see the Norwich badges on the calf.
Oh, I love it.
And you see it from a distance and
Yeah.
go, oh, that gets me going.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The best ones are the colour ones that have faded slightly
Yes.
and merge, and the canary
Yes.
looks slightly deformed.
Yes.
They're my favourite ones.
Right.
I'd get another one
Right. So you want a deformed crest
on my leg
on
there.
your leg. Yeah.
And I'd get another one across my chest
Yeah.
that read, up a notch, bin the blues.
Okay. That is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I was a tattoo man, that's what I'd
Okay.
get, but I'm not.
I am a tattoo man, not completely. I've only got one. But anyway, if I was to get a tattoo, I think I would start maybe like an Anel Hernandez. And I think I'd get the dates of our playoff wins.
Right.
But I'd get them on my heart.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the dates of the Wembley win. With maybe with like the Wembley arch over the top of them.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Like round
Round your boob.
round the boob.
Okay.
By the way, I'm gonna make the effort. Please hold me to account on this, right? I'm gonna make the effort after this podcast to post something on social media.
Oh, it's
right?
a cracker. I think I know the one. Yeah.
Honestly, and it makes me well up think about it. The funniest I swear I've posted this before, right?
You have.
I once met this bloke out. I went on this night out in Norwich, right? And this guy comes over and he goes, "Hello, I'm Mickey," right? And this Mickey bloke goes, "Oh, hello, big fan of the podcast.
Was he intimidating?
Watch all the time." No, just a decent Norwich fella, right? Anyway, he then says, cut me in half on a bleed yellow and green, right? We were having like a real like sort of pissed interchange about
grunting at each other.
how yellow and green we were, right? I think he said something like he'd even turn. Essentially, he was a big Norwich fan. He goes, "I'd prove how much of a Norwich fan he was," right? So he lifted up his trouser leg, okay, on Prince of Wales Road, right? He was wearing skinny. It was the funny thing. He was wearing skinny jeans. He lifted up, and he had the tattoo that you're talking about, right?
I love them.
He had a crest on his leg. It's the worst. It was the worst Norwich City tattoo I've seen in my life. And honestly, I cried and I cried and I cried after.
Brilliant.
Mickey with a shit Norwich tattoo.
I remember that night. You were out. It was late, wasn't it?
Oh, it was awful.
And you videoed me going, Jack, you've got to see this.
It was honestly
brilliant.
horrific. Anyway, so I'll post the worst Norwich City tattoo on social media.
I've got another
go
brilliant interaction from the city, right? It happened yesterday.
Right, go on.
Right. So I've just started a new job.
Oh.
Right. And my boss.
I do know this story, but please tell our
My
listeners.
boss, Johnny Freeland, great bloke.
What a boy.
Barclay hooligan, right?
Yeah.
And he will like to be referred to as that.
Yes.
His number plate is Yarmy.
That is so good, by the way. Has he got? Is it 4 instead of the A?
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant, right?
That's good.
So you just see it around the city, you go, God, yeah. Anyway, we nipped into the city for a quick coffee. There was nowhere to park, so we're like, right, we'll throw it on the side of the road. It'll be really quick.
Wow.
Double yellow job.
Wow.
Bit problematic,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
We've got our coffee, lovely coffee. Walking back, and I've gone.
Are you sure you want to tell this story? Actually.
Yeah, I know I am.
Okay. Right.
I've gone. Shit. There's a parking warden.
Right.
And Johnny was like, God, no, we're going to get a ticket.
Yeah.
Like, God, what a bloody issue, right?
Yeah.
We run back to the car.
I love this.
And we run back to the car, and Johnny was like, look, I'm so sorry. We just nipped in for a coffee. We've been 5 minutes. And that is truthful. We had literally been 5 minutes. And he was like, don't worry, mate. He's like, big Norwich fan, love the number plate. and then he went, keep up the podcast, and just walked off.
Oh, so basically you've got away with something.
Yarmy got us out of a 60 quid fine.
That is a class number plate, by the way. I love a Norwich City number plate.
I want to bring the mood down again.
Fucking hell, do you have to?
Yin and yang.
Okay.
Rough
go
and
on.
smooth.
Right, come on.
Maxim says, statement.
Yes.
Wagner deserves absolutely zero credit for a playoff finish. Fourth highest wage bill, it should have been the minimum. We've won 2 away games all season against bottom half sides. That's tactical ineptitude. On another point, £72 for 2 playoff games, not including travel. Sick face emoji.
Bloody hell. Is Maxim feeling
That's
all right?
okay.
No, I think...
It's okay.
No, I know it is okay. It is okay. Look, I agree with Maxim in the sense of, like, I do think playoffs was the minimum. I do think playoffs was the minimum. I think Maxim's got a banging point there. I do think Wagner deserves credit for getting us in there. I think Chris Gorham made a fantastic point on our podcast just a few weeks ago about how if we had changed our manager before/after Cardiff away, and their name was
Carlos Corberan.
Yeah, or Fabio Sparini or something, right? And then they got us into the playoffs. We would all be bloody saying build a statue and bloody we'd be making songs up about him.
Yeah. Fabio Sparini.
Flags.
You've just taken Fabio Barini and added an S on the start.
I don't know why I did that, but I did. Anyway, so my point is, what is my point? I think, Maxim, you are right about playoffs being the bare minimum with this squad. I do agree with that. I do think he deserves credit for getting us to where he's got us to because of how, and I have to remind people of how shite we were in the winter. And the ticket thing is quite interesting because, so it is expensive for a ticket. It is expensive for a ticket. It is
37 quid.
I do understand that it is the same price as what has previously been charged for a playoff campaign, and it is also a category. I think they call it a category A game, don't they? Right. So it is something to consider to factor in. If it was me and I was running the football club, I would have made all tickets 15 or 20 quid tops, and gone, thanks for your support this season. Yeah. And that sort of gets people thinking, hello.
Yeah. And there's not much of a difference between 20 and 36,
exactly.
but it's the principle.
Yeah, and I think that would have gone, what a great bit of PR that would have been. And Norwich fans would have been like, that is good. Fair play to the football club for doing that. And that sort of adds some extra noise. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think you are right, mostly, Maxim, but maybe slightly harsh in the way you put it across. Do you agree or not?
Yeah, I agree. But sometimes, you got to be a negative Nancy.
Well, I know. I like the passion, that's for sure.
I think
we all want the same thing, don't we?
Absolutely. Cheap tickets, lots of beer, and Norwich winning.
What about this from Sam Lemon?
Great name.
Sam Lemon, by the way. His cover banner is our 15 years Norwich City. Love that from you. What part of Wembley are Norwich fans supposed to sit in? I wonder how many people have booked hotels. Like, seriously, I reckon there's a few people that have already booked hotels. when we're going 2 legs against Leeds United, I need to make this really clear, right? I'm trying to be positive. I'm self-talking this into existence. I think it's a huge ask.
it is a huge ask.
I'm really worried about playing Leeds. I think they're on their day. I know recently they've been shite. I just think on their day they can beat anyone. The players that they possess are Premier League quality players, and it's going to take. Everyone needs to be on their A game. No lapses in concentration, and we're going to have to score some fucking excellent goals as well. We're not going to be able to score any tap-ins against Leeds United. We're going to need magic Marcelino free kicks, or Gary Sarah screamers, or Borja Sign sizzlers.
But what's your plan for Wembley? I think let's call it a day.
Yeah,
there.
let's.
We'll be back after the first leg. Potentially. We'll see.
Shall we? Hang on. Shall we?
You know what I think?
Yeah, I reckon we will.
You know what I think it might be?
Go on.
We pump Leeds 3-0 and we've got another Ipswich at home situation where you're going... Revo. Mine. God. Half an hour. Filming.
Oh. Do you know what I just really don't want?
Go on.
And obviously I don't want this. I don't want Leeds to turn up and batter us about at home.
Yeah.
Because then that second leg, we're screwed.
And I'm going. And it's a long way to Leeds. It's a long way back from Leeds when you're shit.
Back the boys, bring the noise. Don't forget to hashtag it. Don't forget your Lakens discount. Link in the description. Let us know your thoughts and feelings on this TalkNorwichCity podcast.
One word, feeling, going into the game. Actually, I'll do a 2-worder.
Go on.
Shitting myself.
Oh my God, I was going to say shitting it. Shitting it. What's the other, this isn't a movie reference, what's the meme with the bloke that goes, I'm really excited, but I'm really...
It's Danny Dyer, isn't it?
No, it's...
Tom
bloke,
Skinner.
Yeah, from The Apprentice. What's that again? He goes... I'm
starting to feel a little bit shaky.
Yeah. I'm really excited, but I'm starting to feel a bit shaky.
See you, everyone. Bye-bye.